Right now, prepping food is more important than almost anything else. With the current circumstances the world is facing, food is going to become more expensive and more scarce here in the near future, and you should definitely be putting away as much as you can. But there are some things that you should probably focus on, or at least pay attention to, when it comes to the types of food that you're prepping. And one of those things is cooking oil. Here's 5 reasons why you need more cooking oil in your prepper pantry. Hey everybody, it's Magic Prepper. Today we're talking about 5 reasons why you need more cooking oil in your pantry. You really need to focus on that and make sure you have enough to get the job done. And there's 5 different things you can do with cooking oil that are going to be very important during any kind of an emergency situation. Understand that right now vegetable oil prices hit record highs in February and went up 23% more in March. It's only getting more expensive, okay? This conflict that's going on in the world right now has caused a loss of 75% of the world's sunflower oil. Mix that with the fact that soybean oil was trading at $765 per metric ton back in 2019 and is now going for $1,957 per metric ton in 2022. So in 3 years, that's a huge increase. We also have reports about palm oil going up 200%, and Indonesia is cutting off exports of it because they want to make sure they can protect the prices at home where they need to stabilize their food resources. So this is all happening, and oil is going to only get more and more expensive and harder to acquire. Make sure you're getting what you can while you can. Now here's 5 reasons why you need more of it, because honestly it's an excellent thing to have in your pantry and it can do a lot for you during any type of emergency, more than just for eating, okay? So the first thing is eating though. Calories wise, oil has a lot, all right? I'm gonna use this bottle of Always Save, which is just basically off-brand cooking oil. This is vegetable oil, okay? But obviously we're talking about all oils, canola oil, every oil, but at the end of the day, vegetable oil and canola oil tend to be the least expensive, right? Now, this is 48 fluid ounces. It costs $3.89 at my local grocery store. Obviously, you can save money and find other options, but I bought this just as an example as to how much this costs right this second. You can expect that to go up quite a bit here very soon. There's 11,520 calories in this single bottle, all right? That's a lot, and they're all derived from fat. So in the sense of being able to supplement some of your SHTF cooking with oil, even if it's not just for the process of cooking, but to add calories to the food that you're preparing, it does a good job of doing that, and it adds fat to things like rice, which you might not otherwise have access to, and we need fat to store energy. So definitely a good part of more oil is having the additional calories, all right? Now, the second reason why you need more oil is because it can be used as a fire starter. You can use it to get fires going more easily. It's an accelerant, and it can definitely do that job for you. So that is another reason why cooking oil is something you should have more of. I bet you don't have as much as you think you probably need. Now, the third reason why you need more of it is because it can be used as a lubricant, okay? I've seen many kitchens throughout my food industry history use vegetable oil as a way to lubricate small parts of machinery and equipment because basically it does a similar job of something like WD-40. Of course, it is biodegradable, so it isn't as efficient as things like WD-40, but it does the job in a rudimentary way, and at the same time, it is food safe. So if you're to use it on tools you might be using in order to prepare food, it's safer to do that for that purpose. It also keeps those items rust-free because it prevents them from being exposed to moisture, and in a pinch, I'm sure it can be used on things like your firearms. So these are things to keep in mind that food oil can be useful for, right? The fourth reason you need more of it is similar to the fact that it's a fire starter, but it can be used for lighting fuel. You can use it as lantern fuel. You can use it as a way to make candles. There's a lot of different ways you can utilize cooking oil. Cooking oil is another version of it actually, to have light during an emergency. So SHTF, lights are out, no problem. You got plenty of cooking oil. You have a way to keep those wicks burning, all right? Now, the 5th reason you need more cooking oil, because all the first reasons I just told you are pretty good, but this one's real good, okay? The 5th reason why you need more of it is because it is used as an ingredient in many things that you can use during an emergency that could definitely help your survival. So some of those things are going to be soap, okay? Biodiesel fuel, and medicines and lotions that you can use oil to actually craft. This is something to consider, and I would definitely do some research and see all the different things that you can make with cooking oil that aren't related to consumption, because some of them can be game changers in the sense of possibly keeping a motor running and all the way to being able to stay clean during a long-term emergency. So the fact that you can make all those different products with cooking oil, and then you can also use it to eat, and you can use it to lubricate machinery, you can also use it to keep the lights on, and you can also use it to start fires. It has a lot of different applications. So it's not just food, it is a resource in many ways, and it's something you should definitely have more of in your pantry. Now, there is a downside to cooking oil. It doesn't last super long. It expires generally after about a year, okay? Your time may vary, but at the end of the day, it is something you need to have part of your rotational pantry for those reasons. Now, the rancidity factor of cooking oil will be mostly related to taste and flavor and things of that nature, but you can still use it in many ways to lubricate equipment and stuff like that, even past its expiration. So those are things to keep in mind as well in case you stock up a little extra. But a lot of people overlook things like cooking oil because it's not easily stored and it's not something that your mind really goes to when you think about, like, survival food for the apocalypse. But cooking oil is actually extremely useful, very versatile, and in my opinion, somewhat overlooked. So I wanted to share this information with you, give you some more ideas, because like I said, this food crisis is real. And what this conflict is doing to things like oil is going to push things to a limit where we can't access it any longer. And it's definitely not a good place for us to be in, and we have to get ahead of this whole situation before it finds us in a bad spot. And I have a feeling it's eventually going to find us there if we don't do something about it. So I'm trying to bring as much of these kind of ideas and suggestions to you all so that you have alternative ways and solutions to deal with what's happening in the world right now. Doing what I can, okay? Can't do everything, but hopefully this information is useful for you. If you have any questions or other suggestions about things you can do with cooking oil, leave it in the comments below. Let's help each other be more well-rounded and be more ready to survive. And at the end of the day, it's just going to help all of us get through whatever calamity is heading this way. And I do believe in many ways that we are facing some kind of a calamity. And without anything else to say about it, that's going to be it for Magic Prep.